now we have our repository and we're going to create our service. What is the service? A service is a class that is managed by Spring Boot, and we can we can add an instance here using our constructor, and we can, for example, save data, we can update, we can delete, everything we can do from the instance of our repository. So let me close everything in here to make more organized here. And the same thing that I did about the repository, about the entity, I'm going to create a new package here. So right click here and new Java class. And now I'm going to create, let's create the package first. New package, and then we're gonna call service. And now we're going to right click in here and create the Java class that we need here. So let's call it product service. It's very interesting to use the same name here at the end, because when you create instances in the different places, you'll be able to identify easier the package that it's coming from. All right, so let's create a service. Yeah. All right, so now after creating our service, we can yeah. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to annotate. Let me stop project is running. Let's stop it. And the first thing we need to do here is to annotate our class, because this class, it will be managed by Spring Boot. So to do that, we're gonna add a annotation called service. Okay, so this means that the Spring Boot we're going to the Spring Boot will manage the instance of this class. So if you insert something, inject something wrong when you're starting the project, the Spring Boot will also verify and throw an error. Okay, so now we can create an instance of our JPA repository that it will be our product repository. So to do that, let's just add here private final and our product repository. And automatically the IDE here will ask us to add inside a constructor. Okay, they created a constructor for our service, but again, we're using Lombok to help us avoiding constructors, getter and setters and everything. So we're going to remove this, and instead of creating a specific constructor here, we just need to add annotation here called required args constructor. So automatically the Lombok will be able to create dynamically, I mean, when we're building the project, our constructor. Okay, so now we can create a method that allows us to save an product inside our database. To do that, we're gonna create a public method. Let's create a public method here. Let's return a product, which is our entity, and we're gonna call the method, we're gonna call save. To save a data, we need to receive the product object, and then we just return here. What is going on here? Let me explain. Let me explain here. Let's just here. Because I'm using an instance of product repository, and product repository extends of JPA repository. It means that when I'm using an instance of the product repository, a few methods will available for us that will interact with our database automatically. So we have save method, we have a lot of method that is for us to fetch data, like find all, it will return a list of products. We have find by ID, which will return in a optional, which is from the package Java util. And we have a lot of methods here. So we also have delete, when we need to delete an row from our database. We have a lot of methods in here, and we also can create a lot of different methods using derived queries here in our interface. But for now, we're gonna use this save method here to create a new row in our database. And also we're going to create a new method here, which will be the find all. So let's retrieve all rows from our database. To do that, let's create a public key, and then we're gonna use list. We need to be careful with the import from list. It lists from java.java.util. So here we're gonna use here, and this way we retrieve all the information we need. So I gave the name find all, and then we use the product repository dot find all. So we will be accessing the method that retrieves all information from the database. All right, so now we created an entity, we create our repository, we create our service. Now we need to create our controller. So the controller is the entry point of our API REST, which means that our customer or our HTTP client will send a request to our controller, and then the controller will send to our service.